two teams. From north,
this year's Mackenzie Tour PGA Tour Canada team.
And south.
Kickoff! PGA TOUR Latinoamérica!
Are back in Aruba.
I'm ready. Let's do this.
The 2017 Aruba Cup is here. While this one happy island invites players to relax and enjoy this little piece of heaven in the South Caribbean Sea,
That is one old boat.
their thoughts are never far from competition and the pride that comes with the title of champion. Who will take home the Aruba Cup? Find out on this episode of This is the Mackenzie Tour PGA Tour Canada. This is the Mackenzie Tour PGA Tour Canada. This past December, the world of professional golf landed in Aruba once again for the 2017 Aruba Cup, where 10 players from PGA Tour Latinoamérica and 10 from the Mackenzie Tour PGA Tour Canada squared off in a battle of regional pride on this beautiful island in the South Caribbean Sea. And from the moment the teams arrived at the Queen Beatrix International Airport, they were greeted by the warmth of this one happy island.
Once I made the team, my mom's like, all right, we're going to Aruba. I'm like, all right, let's go. You ready?
It feels awesome, just stepping off that airplane yesterday. Very friendly airport already, and the weather today was absolutely amazing, so yeah, it feels great.
The One Happy Island mantra, when you look at that, it really comes down to the people of the island, and not only the beautiful setting that we have here, but the total experience of just coming here, relaxing, and also having the service at your fingertips. We really pride ourselves on that.
And whether it was Team PGA Tour Latinoamérica celebrating a birthday, or Team Mackenzie Tour taking their competitive spirit to the pool for some aquatic volleyball, players quickly set their watches to island time.
Oh, I love it. I mean, we're having a kickback time. I mean, we're chilling by the pool. We're going to the beach. I mean, it's a lot of fun.
It comes at the perfect time, right after Q school, and everybody's kind of ready for maybe a little break. How can you not enjoy this island?
Pues por lo que va, llevamos dos días en la isla y espectacular.
For us, it's nice that they were able to come with their families and experience the destination, enjoying some R&R, actually disconnecting while connecting with each other. There's a lot to experience, from the arts and cultures all the way to the active life here in Aruba.
The celebration on this one happy island continued into the evening with the official Aruba Cup kickoff party.
It's a competition, and the players come Thursday are very competitive, but it's also a reward for their tremendous season. And if you talk to every one of them, the reward is to be able to play a really good golf course, but also to be able to enjoy all the experiences that the island has to offer.
These 20 players are exceptional young men. It's very important for us to get an opportunity to showcase that talent in your backyard here in Aruba. So all in all, we want to be able to thank you, because the hospitality is very much appreciated. Thank you very much.
To be on a Caribbean island and just enjoy everything, then help these guys to victory this week, it's going to be awesome.
It's a huge honor. I'm super excited. I think that the team is great. The chemistry between the players is unbelievable, and obviously it's like a gift for them at the end of the year.
With the second annual Aruba Cup on the horizon and the excitement of being back on this one happy island bubbling over, thoughts turned to rivalry. Last year, Team PGA Tour Latinoamérica dominated and took home the title after an exciting final round of singles matches secured the cup. But this is a new year, and both teams have their eye on the prize.
We probably have an advantage, but it's kind of intangible. Just feel like we know each other pretty well in the Latin America team. We're all comfortable with each other, and we can play with anybody. I think the chemistry of the team is really good for us, and that'll help us.
I think everybody here is really excited to get a shot at getting the first Mackenzie Tour title on the Aruba Cup.
Kickoff! PGA TOUR Latinoamérica!
Mexico's Roberto Diaz will lead Team PGA Tour Latinoamérica.
My team has a lot of experience. I think we have one of the hottest players in the world right now with Cameron, and Rodolfo, Oscar, Nelson, and everybody on the team. It's pretty good.
This PGA Tour Latinoamérica alum moved his way through the rankings and finished 25th on last season's Web.com Tour money list to earn a PGA Tour card for the 2017-2018 season. Team Mackenzie Tour PGA Tour Canada's all-star lineup is spearheaded by Ben Silverman.
Just feels really special to take on a leadership type role and know that I was here and earned my way up to the PGA Tour, and now I get to lend some advice to the guys who are going to go through the same thing.
Coming off a breakthrough year on the Web.com Tour that featured 5 top 10s and a win at the Price Cutter Charity Championship, Silverman will be teeing it up on the PGA Tour for the 2017-18 season. A world-class golf course sitting on Aruba's northwestern tip, Tierra del Sol, is primed for the showdown. This link-style layout stretches over 6,800 yards of desert terrain. It's the only 18-hole championship golf course on the island and features some of the most panoramic views of Aruba.
El campo está increíble, tenemos unas vistas espectaculares, el color del agua aquí, yo creo que no muchos tienen la oportunidad de disfrutar una isla tan bonita como Aruba.
The golf course is awesome. I think everyone's very pleasantly surprised with it. There's a lot of really cool holes, and once the wind picks up, it'll be a little tougher. It'll be nice for playing match play when that happens, but we really like it.
Having a PGA Tour sanctioned event gives it that seal of approval, and as such, we are very proud to be associated with this event.
Up next on This is the Mackenzie Tour PGA Tour Canada, the quest for the Aruba Cup tees off at Tierra del Sol. And later, players unwind with some underwater exploration.
Aruba Cup 2017.
All that and more after the break. This is the Mackenzie Tour PGA Tour Canada. The skies above Tierra del Sol are ominous as day one of the Aruba Cup gets underway.
Welcome to the 2017 Aruba Cup.
Wind and occasional torrential rains make scoring difficult for both teams during 4-ball competition. And with Mother Nature the great equalizer, the Mackenzie Tour PGA Tour Canada and PGA Tour Latinoamérica teams each make the turn leading in 2 matches. But momentum turns towards the Mackenzie Tour down the stretch. Charging from 2 down, Max Rotloff and Mackenzie Tour Player of the Year Kramer Hickok pick up half a point thanks to Rotloff's birdie finish. The duo pulls even with Team PGA Tour Latinoamérica's Hank Lebioda and Jose Toledo. Shortly thereafter, the tandem of Patrick Newcomb and Johnny Ruiz put the first full point on the board for the Mackenzie Tour.
We ham and egged it really well. We were back and forth. Every time I birdied a big hole for a tie, Johnny would step up a couple holes later, drop a bomb, made some putts, really good putts today, played awesome today. So it was just, we had good rhythm all day.
With the Mackenzie Tour up 1, Rico Hoey and TJ Vogel finish strong for the Canadian side after Vogel sticks his approach from 130 yards on the par 4 18th.
Fortunately, I was able to hit my second shot before the torrential downpour came, and that was huge. I was able to put it on the green and put a little pressure on the other guys.
Vogel closes with his second consecutive birdie to earn the win and another full point for the Mackenzie Tour.
We were 2 down at one point, and we just kept telling each other, let's do this, let's go, and we really pumped each other up, and getting that win on the last hole, it was awesome.
Vogel's birdie finish gives Team Mackenzie Tour PGA Tour Canada a 2-point lead over Team PGA Tour Latinoamérica heading into day 2.
The guys were really comfortable playing with each other. I left the pairings up to them. They told me who they wanted to play with, and as I saw each group throughout the day, it seemed like they were gelling well.
I thought it was a good day. The teams were very equal. It could have gone either way. Yeah, it could have gone to the Latin team easily. We had a pretty good plan. The plan was executed properly, and we came towards the last holes with a chance to win points, and unfortunately that didn't happen.
Outlined by crystal blue waters, this tiny Dutch island is home to some of the most beautiful beaches in the world. And after an exciting round of 4-ball action, there's nothing better than a relaxing day at sea.
Oh, hell yeah. Is it cold? No.
But just beneath the ocean's depth lies one of the Caribbean's best-kept secrets, the sunken Antilla. And it doesn't take long for the guys to discover its mysteries.
I'm ready. Let's do this.
Once a World War II cargo ship, the Antilla has now become one of the best spots to snorkel in all of Aruba.
That is one old boat.
Meanwhile, a close encounter with the locals and a bit of friendly competition set the tone for a nice afternoon with some good old-fashioned R&R.
Aruba Cup 2017.
And as the sun begins to set, the players head back refreshed and ready to get back to the action. Next on This is the Mackenzie Tour PGA Tour Canada. The action continues with Day 2 of the Aruba Cup, and Team PGA Tour Latinoamérica will try to even the score. And later, the guys discover their artistic side. All that and more next. This is the Mackenzie Tour PGA Tour Canada. What a difference a day makes, as Mother Nature welcomes players with sunshine on Day 2 of Aruba Cup competition at Tierra del Sol. And after building a 2-point lead on Day 1, Team Mackenzie Tour PGA Tour Canada looks to shut the door on Team PGA Tour Latinoamérica. But the Latin American squad isn't going to give up without a fight. They take the lead in the first 4 matches of the day and put the first of 2 early points on the board when the tandem of Hank Lebioda and Brian Ritchie defeats Patrick Newcomb and Johnny Ruiz in 14 holes. The day's first match goes 17 holes before Oscar Fraustro and Nelson Ledesma earn PGA Tour Latinoamérica's second point, thanks to an amazing run that began with an eagle at the par 5 10th hole and continued with consecutive birdies on 11 and 12. Firmly in control of the match, the dynamic duo closes out Kramer Hickok and his partner Max Rotleff 2-1.
La verdad que jugamos muy bien toda la ronda, bastante controlado. Perdimos el primer hoyo, por de ahí en adelante jugamos muy consistentes, estuvimos en el fairway, en greens, dándonos oportunidades y aprovechamos ahí 3 hoyos que jugamos perfectos, el 10, 11 y 12, un águila y 2 birdies. Ahí tomamos ventaja que ya fue suficiente para ganar.
Yo creo que fue la tranquilidad, ¿no? Que nos dimos. Yo la verdad que fue muy tranquilo, no tuve presión nunca. De hecho hicimos un solo bogey en el hoyo 1.
But the Mackenzie Tour regains the momentum down the stretch, finding a spark in Lee McCoy and Chase Wright. Nursing a precarious lead over TK Kelly and Jose de Jesus Rodriguez, McCoy's pinpoint accuracy on 18 secures another point for the Canadian side.
I think finishing so poorly yesterday, I had a lot of motivation to kind of make up for that half a point that I let slip away, and was fortunate to come out on the other side of it today.
We had a great day. It's always good to get a win. It's just been fun playing with Lee the last 2 days and playing a lot of good golf and just to try to enjoy Aruba.
The Mackenzie Tour picks up yet another point to pull even with PGA Tour Latinoamérica on the day, after the duo of Robbie Shelton and Jordan Niebugi build an insurmountable lead after a flurry of birdies. And so the deciding point on Day 2 comes down to the anchor match once again. and Team Mackenzie Tour's tandem of Rico Hoey and TJ Vogel. Hoey and Vogel close out their match against Jose Toledo and Jared Wolf on 17.
I think it's great for overall team morale just to win both days, even though today was just 3-2. It's a big victory, and the fact that we were able to pull a couple matches home at the end, it's huge.
But in team competition, anything can happen. Team PGA Tour Latinoamérica will have to win 7 out of 10 singles matches on day 3 to retain the Aruba Cup.
I thought we had control over another 2 matches, and we lost them at the end. So tomorrow is going to be a tough day. We have a chance. Every match needs to be played, but it's going to be difficult. They have very good players, and we know it's going to be difficult.
We just have a head start. I think we still need to win like 4.5 points or 5 tomorrow out of 10 to seal the deal. So hopefully everybody is just on their game tomorrow.
At the heart of this quaint Caribbean island beats a mix of vibrant cultures that make Aruba a unique piece of paradise. And thanks to the Aruba Tourism Authority, players from both teams got to jump right in and witness all its beauty firsthand.
Saluda, mi amor, saluda.
Fantastic. Mi nombre es Naomi. My name is Naomi. I will be your guide all the way up to St. Nicholas and then in the museum as well. In Aruba, you have 110 different nationalities living all together on this small island.
First stop, a little history lesson at the Museum of Industry. But the best way to discover a new city is to step into it. A stunning gallery of floor-to-ceiling murals painted by local artists line the streets of St. Nicholas, welcoming pedestrians with the vibrant touch of artistic flair.
I hope you enjoyed the tour up till now. Yeah. Yes? Yeah. Say yes.
Yeah. A few colorful stops later, and the players are feeling a bit inspired.
Ya me salí de la raya, hombre.
Armed with their newfound talents, the guys pack up their paintbrushes and head back to prepare for the final round of Aruba Cup competition. Coming up next, can Team PGA Tour Latinoamérica make the comeback for the ultimate prize? Or will Team Mackenzie Tour PGA Tour Canada take home the Aruba Cup? Find out when this is the Mackenzie Tour PGA Tour Canada returns. This is the Mackenzie Tour PGA Tour Canada. It's the final day of competition, and Team Mackenzie Tour PGA Tour Canada needs just 4 points to win the Aruba Cup. But these 10 singles matches pit some of the best players in the world against each other. Order of Merit winners Kramer Hickok and Jose de Jesus Rodriguez square off early, with a point going to the Canadian side. Meanwhile, Max Rotloff and Robbie Shelton earn early points of their own in decisive victories over their PGA Tour Latinoamérica counterparts, adding to the Mackenzie Tour's seemingly insurmountable lead. But the competition heats up as the day goes on, and momentum starts to swing to the Latin American side. Both Hank Lebioda and TK Kelly cruise to easy wins, adding 2 more points to the board. Meanwhile, Jared Wolf's hard work turns a 1-point deficit into a 1-point victory over Lee McCoy. And with this clutch putt at 18, Oscar Fraustro earns a crucial half point against Johnny Ruiz and puts Team PGA Tour Latinoamérica within striking distance of retaining the Aruba Cup with a miraculous comeback.
Obviamente quieres ganar todos tus matches y cuando llegué al 18 era así, o lo empataba o prácticamente se acababa el asunto, así que logré meter un gran putt para darnos vida un ratito más, casi nos alcanza hasta el final.
I think the players had a little bit of pride in them to come back and try to fight for the title. I think retaining the title was going to be one of the big challenges, and we had a good chance to do it.
With only 1 point separating the two sides, the 2017 Aruba Cup comes down to one final pairing. The Mackenzie Tour's TJ Vogel versus PGA Tour Latinoamérica's Brady Schnell. Down by 1, Vogel squares the match with a birdie on 17. And so on 18, a half a point is all that is needed to secure the cup for Team Mackenzie Tour. And a half a point is exactly what Vogel gets.
I felt like it wasn't going to come down to me, and it did, and I'm just glad that didn't play the last hole, the way I wanted to, but I'm glad that I was able to have the hole and, secure the cup. I'm just so happy for the team. We're a close bunch, and we really got to hang with each other this week and make great friends.
It feels amazing. I did not expect it to be this close based on how all the matches started. I think we were 4 up in the first 4 matches early, so it came down to the wire. I mean, the Latin America team really pushed hard at the end.
I thought Brady put a really good fight. He had a chance at the end. That's all we wanted. It was a good match, and the competition was great.
And while Team Mackenzie Tour is taking the cup back to Canada, this week in Aruba is something both squads will always remember.
It was awesome. It's a great way to cap off the year. It just shows a testimony to the strength of the Mackenzie Tour team and the Latin American team. I mean, going down to the last hole, it was really exciting.
Hicimos grandes amigos. Yo no tenía la fortuna de conocer a varios de ellos, chavos con muchísimo talento que estoy seguro que van a hacer grandes cosas en este deporte.
It was so much fun. This was such a great treat for all of us. We really appreciate the PGA Tour on both sides, Canada and Latin America, putting this on.
Thanks for watching. This is the Mackenzie Tour PGA Tour Canada from Aruba. We'll see you again when the 2018 season gets underway.